Okay, today I'm at Fort Frederica. I'm standing in Frederica town, which was built by James Oglethorpe from 1736 to 1748. This is the southernmost outpost of the British colony, or the British Empire at that time. This whole fort and this whole area was put here to protect the area from the Spanish, because the Spanish was in Florida pushing up. This area between South Carolina and Florida was considered the contested land. So Spain said it was theirs, Britain said it was theirs, and in the end Britain won. There were 630 troops stationed here. So 500 residents were here. There had to be a lot of houses, tents, barracks, all kind of stuff. This was a good sized town for that time. Frederica town, right here where I am standing, had over 500 residents. On Broad Street, which I'm standing, it's got all the foundations of most of this. There's more houses, obviously. These were just the main houses on the main strip that stayed, the more expensive houses. Frederica, Fort Frederica, and Frederica town was named after Frederick, the Prince of Wales, the son of King George II. Demonized the name, called it Frederica instead of Frederick after him, because they had a Fort Frederick in South Carolina. Also was Port Royal as well. Fort played a vital point in the War of Jenkins' Ear between Spain and England. England won. They won the battle over here, the Battle of Bloody Marsh and Gully Hole, which Gully Hole is right through there basically, and Bloody Marsh is on the other side of the island, and they defeated the Spanish at both spots. The Battle of Bloody Marsh and the Battle of Gully Hole, both British victories, were both fought in 1742 here on St. Simon's Island. In 1479, the garrison was disbanded, and Frederica village was in economic decline where I'm standing right now until 1755, and it was mostly abandoned. A fire destroyed a part of this town in 1758, and about a few years later this whole town was abandoned. Bartram visited this area in 1774. He said Fort Frederica was in ruins, but there was still a small garrison of British soldiers here at that time. So that's really interesting. And there's the King's Magazine up there. Okay, this is the site of the flesh market, or the butcher market. The butcher place was right here, probably a house or a building. It was right here when you first come in on Broad Street. In May 26, 1936, during the Great Depression, President Roosevelt, this was declared a national monument. 1747, the National Park Service and Fort Frederica did a dig on places like this to find the history of this place, and uncovered a lot of these places that you see now. Fort Frederica was also used during the American Revolutionary War as a jail, a holding area, also as a lookout point. It also was key in the Battle of Raccoon Gut, which took place on Frederica River, also called the Frederica Naval Action. It was a battle when the British was trying to bring privateer ships down the Frederica River to attack Fort Frederica, but the Americans had galleys and they defeated them in the Frederica River and took their ships from them. It was used a strategic point because the Altamaha River is right ahead. It's on the Frederica River, which goes into the Altamaha River, and this is what caused it was a strategic area to protect the area. They had Fort St. Simon's on the other end of the island.